head coach Karen Blair and Lanaya Foster following the Jackets' 22-point win over the Stanford Cardinal. Coach, I'll let you start.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you to our fans. I mean, what a great environment this was today. I mean, I know we had over 3,000 fans, and that matters. You know, the energy that's in the building. And when Lanaya comes out and just starts hitting shots from the very beginning, I mean, she just got the energy going our way. But the thing I've always said about this group is they're really resilient and they're bounce back. You know, the things didn't go our way, you know, the last time out, but they came out today and showed who they are. You know, really proud of our effort on the defensive end. You know, we talked about finishing the play with rebounding, and, you know, Stanford's tough. They've got a lot of length. There's a lot of height on that team, so to out-rebound that team is, you know, our team was disciplined. We were disciplined with the box outs when we needed to, when we made plays. And then, like, I can't say enough, you know, Lanaya came out and her and I have been talking about it. We knew that she was due, and she knows that I have the utmost confidence in her. And she came out and made things happen. You know, she knocked down those threes really early in the beginning of the game and then just kind of stayed consistent throughout it. So I loved seeing that. You know, we got 3 players in double figures, and it's, you know, that feels good. You know, Talea, I thought, had a good game, and I can't say enough with Erica. We kind of challenged her this week to step up and really be the general of our team and to be aggressive. And I thought for the entire 40 minutes, I mean, she gave it everything she had. She led our team. She was aggressive getting to the basket. And so that's a good sign for us going forward.
Going in, I guess you knew that size matchups would be against you, you know, if you wanted to play man-to-man. You go to that zone, and that really seemed like it threw them off balance.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't played a lot of zone this year. I mean, it's been kind of like spot minutes. But like I said, I'm going to give Lanaya a lot of credit. I mean, she came in and she, you know, really started to lock down 13 and made things hard for her. And at that point, you know, you could just see the confidence growing. You know, I thought she did a good job of disrupting that, and so we stayed in it. You know, and it was really successful for us in that second quarter, and then we used it, you know, a few times in the second half, but very effective for us today.
Coach, after the Cal game, how do you get the players and the team to just kind of move on and kind of next game attitude? And Naya, after that first 3 fell, I think you opened the game with the 3. Did you know you had it rolling, or kind of how did it go from there?
Well, you know, I work on these shots every day, and my teammates have the utmost confidence in me, so I had no hesitation shooting the shot because I was wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, we were disappointed in the Cal game. You know, we've played really, really well at home. You know, we went back and looked at the film, and, you know, there was some rebounds. But honestly, we got good shots, and we just didn't knock it down. So that's one of the things that we said is, like, if we just continue to, you know, stick with the process, then the results will come. And I think you saw that today. We did a good job of, you know, we had 22 assists on 30 made baskets. And what we went into this game, and Stanford's defense is really good. They're holding teams to 60 points. So we knew we were going to have to switch sides of the floor. These guys took it to heart. They were getting it second side, third side, creating shots for each other and being playmakers, and that's the difference in the game today.
You don't always look for your starters to give you the big minutes, but I think, you know, DeAsia really gave you some solid minutes today.
Yeah, DeAsia was big, you know, and I thought on the defensive end and the offensive end, I mean, I think we all know in here DeAsia can score the basketball. It's what she's really good at. I have challenged her to become, you know, a more solid defender, and she's done it. You know, I'm like, over this past month, as you see it, there was matchups that were she took advantage of today, and that's what I like to see. I'm like, that's the one thing I do like about Dee. Dee is confident when it comes to shooting the basketball, so I love that about her, but I'm just more proud of her for the intensity and the energy that she brought on the defensive end, and she can rebound. You know, like, there's a time, that's what I said, I asked Snoop to sacrifice, and I said, I just need you to box out today. It's not about you getting the rebound. We need you to box out and, you know, let other people do it. And then DeAsia came in, and boy, did she clean up the glass, and those were some really, really impactful rebounds that helped us go on a run.
No, I know you put the work in, but just can you talk about being mentally strong through the season and new system, new staff, new conference? Just how do you stay mentally tough throughout a season like this and keep pushing yourself, and eventually games like this do happen?
It's all about trust the process. I feel like our staff and our team as a whole, we done been through so many ups and downs in the season, but that's basketball. It's a game of runs. It's never just one steady way all the way through. You're going to go through ups and downs. And I feel like the most important thing for us that we kept talking to each other and we stayed together as a team, the staff, we're a family. So that was the biggest part of the season.
We talked after the last game about, Snoop having to rely on her to get all the rebounds, and there was too much standing around watching her rebound. It seemed like you and your teammates today did a better job of keeping the ball alive when and eventually you gained possession. That was a big part of the game today. Mm-hmm. What did you see out there?
Well, Snoop is a great rebounder for us, but she can't do it all by herself. So as a team, as a collective, we've been honing on, everybody box out, everybody go pursue, because she just can't be the only one pursuing the ball. We got to help her as a team so we can all be successful.
Yeah, the guard rebounding was huge today. I mean, you look at Talea had 8, Nia over here with 4, but even Catherine had 2, Sav had 1, and that's what it's going to take. We need more offensive and defensive rebounding from our guards, and I think we've gotten that. It's starting to get more of that, and that has to be who we are.
Good afternoon, ladies. You held Stanford to 52 points. Was there a specific defensive emphasis in your game plan today?
Yeah, I think more than anything, the zone ended up being really effective for us in that second quarter, and the one thing I'm proud of these guys about is, they came out in that third quarter and they made a run. Stanford's a good team. Of course, they're going to be able to make a run, but I was proud of us that we kind of got locked back in. They got, a few offensive rebounds and things. So then we kind of got locked back in and was able to clean up that rebounding, which was really helpful. But again, I think, we were really conscious of really trying to make it really hard for 13. She's been playing really well, and you knew they had some local kids that were coming home today, so you always know it's going to mean a little more. But I think it also means a little more for our kids that are here in Atlanta. So I think that's always a fun battle to watch.
Going back to the, not playing the zone that much this year, communication becomes a big part of what you do out there. Being close to the court, you could hear a lot of talking, a lot of communication, and I guess that's the thing you were looking for.
We talk about this as a staff all the time. The one thing is Ari on our team is the best communicator. Naya is our second. And you talk about where Naya has really grown, and we've challenged her early in the season, and probably in the last six weeks, she's taken on that challenge on the defensive end, and it matters. When you're communicating, there's not any miscommunications, you're not giving up easy baskets, it helps all your teammates to know exactly what you're doing. And so those two have really started to anchor our defense, but then it's starting to be contagious because Ari does it, Naya does it, then it just starts to trickle on down the team. So they know this today. We had a fun day with Erica. Erica's a little soft-spoken as a point guard, so we were having some fun with her and shoot around, calling out some baseline out-of-bounds plays and having some fun. So we're still growing in that area as a team.
You look at the standings now, and we've talked about this before. You're in the middle of the pack there. So I guess putting together back-to-back wins is going to be really important so you can, really secure your spot in the standings. You won the opening game of 2. Now you have to go on the road and in a tough place to play. What are you looking forward to this week?
To be honest with you, Rod, we're just taking it game by game. We're measuring ourselves based on our own standards. And if we know that we stick together and we're just trying to continue to get better step by step, and this is what February is about, is we're trying to get to our peak performance. And I think today is probably, from an offensive standpoint, one of the most complete games that we've put together. Every quarter we shot, over 40%. And that's what we've been waiting for, because it's not that we're not turning the ball over. We've been rebounding. Our defense has been solid. So we're just trying to get that unity and the chemistry. We're taking good shots. And so now we're just all waiting for us to, kind of catch fire. And this is the right time. This is the right time in February. And we just were challenged by 2 teams that have a ton of length, something that earlier in the season we kind of struggled with. And that's what I'm proud about them today. As they came out, they had to find a way to score against strength or length. And we did that. Good job, Naya.
Can't do that.